So traders, the markets are in a bloodbath today. We're actually getting continued selling off. This is exactly what I've been talking about for the last few weeks, and it's exactly how it's planned out for the last few weeks in my mind. But the mining sector is actually holding up quite strong. But are we starting to potentially change the trend in the mining sector? Or is this a bit of just a bit of a shake and bake before we continue down? I'm going to get to more into details of some things we need to keep an eye on for, especially for that. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders, I'm running a webinar today. You want to learn my strategy? You want to learn if you're stuck at trading right now, then head on down to johnsfreetrading.com, link in the description. Join my webinar that I'm running today. I guarantee you're going to absolutely love it. Now, look what's happening with the markets today. You can see the market's actually still got a few minutes right now. We're going to close down the bottom here. And this is exactly what I walked through time and time and time again. And when you are patient with these markets, the markets are just in a bloodbath right now. Like Nasdaq's down, what's that, 3.5%? I can't see because it's that red. So anyway, so the markets are continue to roll over, continue to fall. And this is where traders I'm talking about, like throughout the last week, I've just been saying, just be patient, okay? And trading successfully is all about having a sniper approach. See, sniper approach is like just waiting and watching, scanning, waiting, watching, scanning, waiting, watching, scanning. And then boom, out of nowhere, you can do really, really, really well when you have a sniper approach. Like, and so we can see like what's actually happening right now. And the big problem with that I know that sometimes we can have, right, especially when we're doing nothing in the markets, we wanna try to preempt what the market is going to do. And that's why I've always said, especially in these market updates, that just wait for the direction. If the market does break below here, it's given us a confidence that we're like, do exactly what it did today. Boom, straight down. The market did exactly what I thought it was going to do. And based off this, through here, I was saying the trend is down, so I'm not going to be going long. But if we do get a break below here, the psychology of the markets, because we're breaking back below, tells us we're going to probably get back down towards these major support levels here. So we may even break that next week as well too, right? Market's got about 2 minutes to close right now in the markets. About a minute and a half to go as I'm doing this recording for you. I've actually finished my trades. I've actually gotten out of all my trades this today. Really, really, really nice short-term profits. And again, if you want to know my system that I use, I actually got out of a trade today on a stock and some indices and so on and so forth. Again, go over to the webinar, guys, and you'll be able to see the actual strategy because I walk you through all that. I don't want to spend too much time on that. This is a market update for you guys. But we are continuing down. But the big things we want to learn here is that if you are losing money from here, just step back and say, okay, then where did I go wrong? What are the lessons I need to learn? And those lessons become breakthroughs, and those breakthroughs become millions later on. Make sense? So don't be too hard on yourself. If you are going backwards right now, don't be too hard on yourself. It took me a long time. I've been doing this for 17, 18 years, and it took me a long time to start to have an accountability of, okay, then, well, I'm not gonna say what's wrong right now and so on and so forth. You can see that we're actually going to close right low here. What a just an absolutely just screaming down day. So markets are falling off the cliff right now. So the big thing I was saying before, guys, is that if you're struggling in the markets right now, firstly, stop trading. Secondly, just look at what you're doing and say, okay, then where do I need to improve? What do I need to improve on? If you're not sure, again, that's the reason why I'm running that webinar, because I'm running over and I'm walking through the 3 secrets that I believe are going to help you with your trading, because that helped me. But if you are struggling in the market right now and you're not doing too well, then just don't be too hard on yourself and just look back at where you're going. And the foundation to your success in the markets is, what sort of strategy are you trading? If you're not trading with any rules or any strategy consistently, then that's going to be your foundations, right? That's your foundation to moving forward, because how do you know what to improve on if you're not actually using anything? If you can't, how do you know what to track and measure so you can make progress and changes if you're not actually tracking, approach? That's a big thing for me. So again, guys, don't be too hard on yourself right now. The best thing to do is to stop trading and then just to learn that through there. Back through the S&P 500, same sort of thing, sideways, small bars, look what happened, ran straight down. We're actually gonna go close right on the low through there. So the selling has continued and the trend is down from here. And same for the Nasdaq, and it's just everything I've been saying when it comes to that through there. Now, the big markets that I'm looking at right now, such thing as the home builder index. The home builder index is actually falling off a cliff. Now, there might be an interesting pattern that's going to form on the home builder index, and I'm not saying it's going to, okay guys, I'm not saying going to, but this is a potential pattern to look for on the home builder index. Home builder index is getting smashed, okay? So, look at this through here. We're actually at a bit of a longer term, let me actually open up my charts a bit more. We're actually at a bit of a longer term sort of trend line through here on this home builder index chart. Okay, I'm going to get to the mining sector in just a minute as well too, guys. So resistance, and a lot of resistance. Look where we are right now. We're at a potential support. So I'm not saying this is going to happen, guys, but I'm saying I'm looking for this pattern, okay? I'm waiting for this pattern. What would that pattern be? I'm waiting for the market to start an upward trend. Remember, I don't try to, if the market's going to start an upward trend here on the home builder index, I'm not going to try and get it in now because that's a very risky strategy, right? It's, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it wrong. Wait for the market to turn around. This is just not with the home builder index. This is for all markets. And that's where the mining sector might get into it. So look what happened here. We had a low, we had a high. We actually got a drop down. If for some reason, and again, guys, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen here. But if we start to get a pattern forming, that's going to give us a probability, then we can start to go with it. You know what I mean? So we don't jump in now. If you want to go long the home builder index as an example, you don't jump in now, because you 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it wrong. But what happens if we hold here and then we start to rally back up and we start to do that? What does that mean? Well, we've just gone from high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, low. Then look what happened. We had a low. Then that would be a what? A higher low breaking past. Then who's in control now? Buyers, right? And then we're probably going to start an upward trend. This is where we wait for. Rule number 1 is always, what is the trend doing? Okay. Like back here, high, low, and then the market starts a beautiful upward trend, as you can see from there. Moving now through to, and the financial sector got absolutely just demolished today as well too. The financial sector is down 3.7%, and actually I had a beautiful short trade on the Australian stock market this week as well too. That was actually on the bank stocks. I'm out now, so I think I just left an extra few 100% return on my trade. It's all good. I still made a nice profit. That was actually at the start of the week, so I know the Aussie market is gonna, especially the bank sector, is gonna open up down a lot. So. That's okay. I still made some really nice profit on that one bank stock trade. Because traders, I'm not sure if you know the strategy you're going to learn on that webinar. I'm not sure if you know, but the strategy I use on all markets. I trade cryptos, stocks, mining sector, short-term trades, long-term trades, so on and so forth. Stock market using options. I use the one strategy for all markets, even if you're looking at the Aussie market. For you guys that are down under. So we can see here, market rallied up, rolled over, and then now we're actually getting just a big move down. Now there was a few other markets here that I was looking at. The transportation average obviously continuing down from here, just in a big downtrend, guys, in a big downtrend. And this is one thing that I've been saying for quite some time is that we are in a pullback right now, and we're in a pullback right now in the markets, and just so I show you here. Let me just show you this here. Let me just make this, I want to make this line just a bit thicker here, right? So if we can zoom our charts out a bit more, see, look at this here. And this is where I was saying we're in a pullback right now. People were like, look at this here. So we had a high and then we had a drop down. And then guess what? We'll get a pullback, right? And now look at that. Market's coming up and then now we just continue on. We're continuing this overall trend in place. Same for the Dow Jones. Market just closed. Oh, actually closed 5 minutes ago. I just looked at my time. So look at this here, right? High, lower high, and see that there. So see how whenever we're trading the markets, a big key here is to squeeze our charts up and look at the flow. See how we're noticing this is the flow of. See how this is sort of like what's happening. You can see the highs and lows and see how things are changing and things are rolling over now. And you can see what's happened with that through there. So let me just go back over here. When it comes to that, look at that. The Dow Jones closed on its lows. So we're probably going to have a lot more downside to go when it comes into next week. The bloodbath continues. Now, let's actually get into the mining sector, because the mining sector actually held up quite strong today. It hasn't changed anything yet, but it has actually held up quite nicely where it is right now. So the question's going to be is what's going to form here? Because we may be, I'm not saying we are traders, okay, we may be in the makings of creating or starting a new upward movement. So we are, and this is where, again, guys, we don't preempt. We don't say, oh, well, it's definitely going to do that. We don't preempt, right? We wait. If this is going to be some sort of a change in trend, we have a low here. Is this going to be a high low? That's the question mark. If it is, and we start to get something like this, and we start to rally up, then now look what we've got. We've got a move up, a move down, and now we're starting to what? That's when we start to change the trend. With all my videos, it's all about going with what the market is telling you. So, firstly, we actually had a move down, but that we're starting to get a potential hold here. All right, this could just be a fake out, but this with the GDX right now, we need to see what actually happens through here. Okay, so the GDX, same for the GDX as well too. Low, we're getting a very strong open low close high sort of bar through there. But this could also be a bit of just a suck in for people as well too, right? Because if I zoom my charts out a bit more, you can see how that this whole thing is still just over or sideways. We're going through a lot of volatility here, right? So nothing has changed yet, but there could be a potential trend change coming soon. Same for the SIL as well too. There's nothing changed yet because we are in a big downward move, right? And then now we're just doing this action through here. We haven't actually changed anything yet, and we're getting a very strong moving average. So, but there could be a potential trend change going through here. Same for the SIL as well. Same sort of thing, right? And the potential trend change is what? And let me just move my 9 moving average out of the way. The potential trend change, especially like looking at the SIL, is look at this here. What happens is that we have this resistance, and now resistance. And this is where, guys, it's traders, it's really important to be flexible with the markets, okay? And this is what I'm doing. I'm always looking for these patterns. I'm not actually in the SIL, but if I was looking to get into it, I'll be okay, what sort of pattern am I looking for? Well, firstly, I'm looking for some sort of trend. Right now, I'm not actually in the SIL, but if I was, okay, low, is this going to be some sort of a higher low? If it is, and then we hold here, and then we start to get something like that, then guess what? Oh, now we're starting to change the trend, right? We're going from a low, this is a low, lower high, then suddenly we make this higher low, and then we break past here. Again, guys, I'm definitely not saying this is going to happen, but I'm waiting to see if this does form in the markets, because if it does, then that's going to give me the confirmation, okay, well, this is now changing trend. And this whole thing is one big false breakout. We need to wait for confirmation though first. And then we're probably going to see a big move back up in the mining sector. So really interesting time for the mining sector. Gold actually had a very strong up bar today. Again, not really much going on there when it comes to that. We're still in this overall sideways range through here. So we're not really... we're not really strong either way, and same for silver as well too. Silver is still at that just that sideways range. We're not really much going on for when it comes to the silver market there. We had a rally down today, but a bit of a nothing day when it comes to the silver price. So I hope that helps you out today, traders, and I'll see you in the next video. Traders, I want to invite you to my webinar that I'm running today. And on this webinar, I'm going to share with you all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 17 years and how I only trade 1 hour per day. Plus, also going to be learning the 3 secrets that I had to master over the last 17 years to generate a really good income. If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description, click on that. Go over there right now, register. If you are struggling with the trading right now, I promise you this is going to completely game change, because you're going to understand why you are going backwards and why you're losing money. And then I'm going to teach you exactly what the system I use that gets me a really high % win-loss ratio. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go over there, register for my webinar right now today, because you're going to absolutely love it. Or there should be a link in the description. And I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. So go to that right now, and I look forward to seeing you on my next webinar. Go to that right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go to that right now.